have sent our message. We have stood against the hatred and the convoy that has terrorized our communities. We've stood against that, and we've proven that we can do that while keeping this peaceful. Make some noise for that.
That is me at the end of what was a long and difficult but incredibly heartwarming day of Ottawans taking back their city against the Convoy. Hi, Bother Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. I basically came right out of that protest to do this because I saw online that there was a spontaneous protest happening at Bank and Riverside in the city of Ottawa. And I called the friends because you always got to have a buddy with you at a protest. And we went and we showed solidarity. I literally grabbed like a first aid kit, introduced myself to various other people and medics to be like, hey, look, you know, I'm here to help people. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. And I brought some snacks and some water. And it was a good time by all people showing these cowards how it's actually done. And it was really great to see. But my God, am I tired? I'm cold. I'm tired. My legs, my shoulders, and everything are sore. But we networked. There was a lot of good stuff. A lot of people showed up, and we got so much done that was positive. So basically, a bunch of people, right, had decided to show up to try and join the convoy downtown, and some people spontaneously had messaged a Facebook group. Like, they just said, you know what, no, like it was some community Facebook group for, like, I think dog walking or something, and they said, no, like, that's it, we're blocking these people, we're preventing them from leaving. And it was initially just like a handful of people, maybe 25 of them, and then more people started to show up as the word was spread. I helped spread the word, as some of you may have seen earlier. So that's what we're going to do here. This is a very special and interesting version of the Sunday Sum Up, where I sum up today's events and my role in them, because I randomly ended up with a role to play.
And so I think we need to make sure what we want out of today. Joel has done a great job of corralling us, making us democratic, and honoring the will of the people. So now we need to talk about it. Excuse my hoarse voice. What we do from here. I see a couple options. There may be more. One is that we wait until a certain time, maybe 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock, hang out and party, and then all leave together and let people go. 2 is we tell them to leave their trucks and vehicles and get them escorted back. And get the police to escort them back to Coventry. That is my personal preferred option, but I don't know how realistic it is. I would not want to leave my vehicle in a sea of protesters, personally. I would rather stay with it until it gets dark.
What if we get them to also bring the tow trucks in?
One second. Another third option could be to start releasing cars at slow intervals, maybe 10 or 15 minutes at a time, back onto the highway, and we hang out here and party until they're all gone, and that way we separate them and have a bit of control and leave here together.
No.
Those are 3 of the options I've thought of. There might be others.
Are the cops going to let us release them one at a time?
There was a point where, the crowd had formed, but obviously the people in the convoy weren't willing to move on, and randomly, like, I'm not even sure how this happened, but with like a bunch of the organizers there, like who had sort of emerged as organizers, they just waved me in, and we formed this circle, and we were trying to figure out, okay, how do we get like this convoy out of here and we get a win, but we also keep people safe? And there were various sort of initial suggestions being thrown around by the people who were there. So like Joel Harden, the MPP for, I think, Ottawa Centre was there, and various other community activists were there and trying to say, hey, it's like, here's the possible options. A lot of people didn't like them. People wanted, like, no, like, make them walk back, or, ticket and tow the trucks and like all this other stuff, right? Because people are understandably very pissed off, right? Like, very understandable. But unfortunately, we seem to have hit an impasse at that point. And unfortunately, there were some people with kids, or they had to get home to their kids, because a lot of these people weren't even from the city of Ottawa. Just fuck off already. But anyway, there were people that had to, get home, and like I tried to make it clear to people, look, we can't have this be a situation where we look like the bad guys. And if we need to get this massive crowd of people to still be good and civil and get them on our side and get a win, then the compromise here is we like tell people, hey, we got to let the people with, the kids go, and also the people have to get back to their kids. We're going to let those cars go, because it's harder to fight back against that as opposed to, we'll just let the convoy go, right? Like no one would obviously accept that. But if you throw kids into the mix of like, look, we're going to let like 1 or 2 cars go that have the kids, or like have to go and like get their kids or whatever, that's what we're going to do. And that also opens up people to getting like more of the cars to leave on their own terms, right? So that way we kind of get what we want in terms of getting the convoy out and a win for people without it becoming a stalemate that leads to danger and more people becoming dejected afterwards. And the organizers agreed with me, and so we began to spread that message. We got some of the trucks out of there, and then more and more trucks left, and more people were also leaving on the terms. So what ended up happening was the trucks had to basically remove like some of their offensive stickers and decals, and they also had to take down their flags, and one boy was super salty about that. If you're watching this, my dude, get fucking fucked. But there were people who were very much not happy with the situation. Lots of people in the convoy hiding their faces out of shame and embarrassment. And, you love to see it, right? But what ends up happening is, we went and began to like sort of push for, okay, if we need to get some of these people out of there and show that we're the good guys, that also opens us up to, moving the rest of the trucks out on our terms, which is what happened. One by one, the trucks had to remove their like flag displays, put it away, take off some decals, and they had a police escort out and, away from everything back to, home or to the Coventry Road area. There were some antagonizers on both sides. Your boy here with like his first aid kit introduced himself to other medics and other people who were prepared. And we were just, basically pulling shifts, like going up and down the convoy, checking in with each other, staying at ends just to see if like anything had happened, helping try and keep the peace. And like there were a few times where people had to be broken up. It's like, whoa, hang on. Like, let's not, give these assholes what they want. And in the end, as you saw in that opening video, the people of Ottawa won. They absolutely won. And I'm so proud to have been a part of that like amazing show of community and solidarity. People in Toronto were ordering pizzas. There was so much Uber. The cops tried to gaslight us at one point. Like it's absolutely unreal.
So tell us what you just told us now about the cops trying to gaslight us about this Wendy's truck off there in the distance.
Yeah, so the cops are gaslight, gatekeep, girl bossing real hard out here. Basically, they came over and we let in the fellow who operates that Wendy's truck. And the cops were like, are you going to honestly deny this man a day of work? He just wants Uber drivers coming in and out. And we were like, yeah, we don't feel safe. People have jumped the curb trying to come in here. Pat King has put out a video rallying for people to come show up to this. So some of the people with our group went over to the truck and asked if we could make a donation for him to close for the day. And he was like, oh my God, no, I am actually making chili for y'all. And he like dropped off a big bag of Wendy's chili.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, so the cops are just basically trying to gaslight people.
Apparently cops lie?
Yeah, wow.
Who would have thought?
Wild.
The community just absolutely came out in a show of force. These people in the convoy were definitely not having a good time, which, hey, now you know how these people have been feeling for a long time. And, I was there just helping to keep people safe, but I'm still just like I'm reeling from the fact that, like, my suggestion of, like, hey, here's what we're kind of at an impasse at this moment. We want to keep the crowd positive and, like, still get a win out of this. This is the compromise we make, and that helps, like, bring people more awareness and, like, acceptance, basically, of moving out the trucks one by one. And one by one, all of them left. It was an amazing power of community. So many people, both from like the local area and from like downtown and from various other corners of Ottawa, showed up. Like I said, there were people bringing snacks and food. There was Tim Hortons everywhere, and some very salty attempted convoy participants. And it was honestly just a really beautiful moment. The Battle of Billings Bridge was like one of the earliest salvos in the fight to, you know, take back the nation's capital. And it was a very good thing to see and witness. A lot of people liked what happened. As you've been seeing like various photos and videos, both online and here, people showed up. We organized, we kept it on lock, and we got these people to leave on our own terms. Yes, the police were there. They're like police drones in the sky as well. That was a little unsettling, but we showed up to tell people that like they're done being pushed around. And it was so beautiful to see. It was absolutely amazing and incredible. I was there with some local friends who I managed to meet up with. And it was honestly such a good, noble time to see all these people, like hundreds of locals turning out to like stop a group of people from trying to reinforce the convoy. And, you know, despite some of their, you know, pressures of, oh no, we're not leaving. Eventually, every one of them left. And they left on the terms of the people. And so, yes, the cops were there, but it was the people who took control and came together and managed to get these people to leave on their terms. That is the recipe for success here. And I need people to take this win and this energy and absolutely run with it. But the fact that we had to do any of this and that it came to this is just so deeply unfortunate. And it's definitely what's bothering me today.